agenda meeting for Eveleth City Council meeting, June 16th. It's 5:30. We got the green light here at the Eveleth City Council chambers. We will bring business to order. Call to order, please, Jackie.
Yep. Councilor Purpich.
Here.
Councilor Lillis.
Here.
Oh, I think I started the wrong end. Councilor Rousey, sorry.
Here.
Mayor Owen.
Here. We have 4 of the 5. Wonderful, thank you. Approval of the minutes is up next. We'll slate them together. Minutes of the City Council special meeting on June 2nd of 25. Minutes of the City Council meeting we had on June 2nd of 25. Motion to move?
So moved.
Moved by Purpich.
Second.
Second by Rousey. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Approval of the agenda. Does anybody have any additions or feel like anything needs to be deleted for this evening?
No, sir. No, sir.
Okay, wonderful. Motion to move?
So moved.
Moved by Lillis.
Support.
We'll go with Purpich. I heard them both. Anything further? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We will move with this agenda. Thank you. Up for public comment, if there's anybody in the audience today that would like to speak. Once, twice, and 3 times. Okay, we will move on. Next up is our consent of agenda approval of the payroll. I love getting people paid. May 16th through the 31st of 25. Motion to move?
So. Support. Support. Put it anywhere you want it.
We got Purpich to Rousey on that one. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Let's pay our people. Next up, new business. For those at home, I'm not trying to fire through this by any means. We're not trying to set a land speed record, but it's one of those meetings where it's just, it might happen. A hiccup could happen, but we don't have Jerry here, so we don't have to worry about that.
A lot of zeros.
So there's a possibility that you didn't need popcorn for tonight. And we're not gonna let some people chat, which is fine. We're gonna be good. All right. So for our new business, we have a total of 5 items on the dock for tonight. First one up is agreement with United Taconite LLC in the city of Eveleth for access to the corridor for the Eveleth 4th of July fireworks show and the cleanup. Motion to move.
So moved.
I have Purpich, second.
Support.
By Lillis. Any discussion here at all? The only thing I had is, does this change ever from year to year, or is this just kind of a?
Not lately.
No, it's pretty standard. Mayor, did you want me to read through the whole agreement in its entirety?
And explain every line?
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't. First time we hear anything from the man, right?
This is a standard agreement. It's the same pretty much every year. It's just for the, well, they let us use their land, and this covers the liability aspect for firing off the fireworks and cleanup from that.
And it's very much appreciated that they,
Yes, it is.
Absolutely.
It's a great launch point.
Every person that comes in is definitely enjoying that location, and I find it easy to set ourselves up to watch it. This year will be a different battle. Some people might move some signs or something to get there, but we'll get the people in and out of town. Any further discussion on this at all? All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. But thank you very much, Counselor, for offering to read it word for word. I mean, that was very generous of you.
Anytime, Mayor.
Anytime except for next time. No. All right, next up is approve the application for the transient merchant solicitor license. So this goes back to what we were discussing at the last meeting where Joe brought up 4th of July, et cetera. So motion to move.
Has that been rectified, what the problems were, or the considerations, everything's taken care of? Make the motion to move.
Moved by Rousey, second.
support.
Support by Purpich. Any further discussion on this at all?
What did we come up with, Jackie? I mean, the 4th of July committee gets
They still collect that fee from those food vendors for the 4th of July festivities. And for the remainder of the year, then our transient merchant solicitor license applies.
Yeah, we have, so it's essentially gonna be two separate ones. If we're operating on the 3rd and 4th, you want to operate with them.
Yes.
The rest of the
They
year.
get a
will be-
variance for those 2 days and they're in charge and collecting of those. That's
Right.
wonderful.
Yep.
Perfect.
Best way to have it handled. I appreciate the powers that be making that work.
Yeah.
And the fee of $100 per year, I think is,
I think it's reasonable.
yeah, I
And
tossed it around a little
A
bit.
fee for $100, a fee in the city of Eveleth on the 4th of July to sell food is very minimal.
Well,
amount to
that's
pay
now,
for the benefits reaped by such a situation. That was pretty good.
it was, but it was incorrect.
Well,
But I like you, so let me finish.
that's it.
No, this is for everything but.
I know, that's what I'm saying though. That.
Then
During
I
the 3rd and the
misunderstood, and I'm
4th,
incorrect.
that's like a variance, that all of that goes through the committee like
Right.
it used to
And-
always, and,
My question was, do you?
but it's
know
worth
what-
$100 is what my point is.
Yes.
It's a very cheap buy
Well,
for the amount of business they'll be doing.
and that's what I sat and I thought about.
I'm doing my best to help you lengthen this. Anyway, that's
I
it.
questioned if $100 was too little for a moment there. but
I'm
at the
not
end of the
saying that,
day,
I'm just saying it's a great deal.
We aren't really
Should be
doing a
in
whole lot more than offering a piece of space on the road. So it's not like we're going a whole above and beyond except for processing these papers, so.
I don't
I
think it's outrageous to
No.
charge them that extra 100 for.
No, yeah. More than agree with you there. If there is not any further discussion, Chief, is there anything that you wanted to add to this? As you
Nope.
are,
Everything looks good in there.
it's what you wanted?
New language.
Is there designated spots on Main Street that you are in charge of making, yeah, okay, perfect. I knew it was well handled, because we haven't had any problems yet. so.
Nope.
But I want the people to know what a fine job they're doing.
John. Okay.
The insurance piece that I questioned last time, is that something that you were able to verify at all?
I looked into ours and it looked like that was standard on anything that I had seen.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't dig into the Virginia contract or the Hibbing contract with any person that we had written. Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah, absolutely. Thanks for mentioning that because it's on my mind. With that being said, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Wonderful. Thank you again, Chief, for getting this ball rolling and allowing us to get to this point. And to Joe, who unfortunately is unable to be with us today, thoughts and prayers, but for bringing up the points that he did at the last meeting so that we could be better understand what we want to
Guarantee
do.
you, yeah.
Yeah, I
We
like
don't
it.
wanna- We don't want to do anything like that.
Yeah. Okay, number 3, pay request number 1 from 2EZ doing business as Joel and Sop excavating for airport water main project in the amount of $290,000, $290,077.75. Motion to move.
So move.
Moved by Purpich,
Support.
support by Rousey.
All
Any-
done now?
So this project's still in progress. There's probably, the main water main's in, there's a lot of services still to hook onto the new water main, so it'll probably be in progress for another 3 to 4 weeks.
Perfect.
I gotta say, you can barely tell they were even there.
Yeah, it's not like a bombs went off. It's
You know,
nice.
they did a nice job so far, so.
I don't see a lot of trees missing or nothing. It went pretty good. I think, but I wasn't there digging either.
Seems like it went pretty smooth.
You'll run
And
into a
it
lot
did
of
it
big
pretty
rocks
quick.
out there, I
mean,
know,
they were
and
pretty
stuff
quick
like
going
that.
through there.
Perfect.
So this whole project was part of a specific budget line that was created, or?
So this project is being funded by a loan from the PFA and an IEEE.
Thank you. So I see that there was, it looks like probably one more payment is what they're gonna ask from us.
Well, it depends on how quickly they progress. Sometimes there's more than 2 payments.
Yeah, I would, so they'll probably have another bulk payment in the month of July, and then you would probably see a final a month later.
What's left?
Probably 2 is likely, it could be slightly more if there's some punch list items that take longer.
Sure, the hiccups, understood. Wonderful. All right, any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion will carry. Next up is the resolution accepting a donation from the Eveleth Masonic Lodge for the ambulance service. $200 was donated to the ambulance service from the Eveleth Masonic Lodge, and they're looking for being able to accept it. Motion to move.
So moved.
Moved by Lillis, second.
Support.
By
Do I
Purpich.
get to abstain? Okay. I'll be abstaining from this.
You want me to?
No, I will be.
Okay. Any further discussion on it, gentlemen?
I want to thank the Masonic Lodge for that generous donation to the ambulance service. And
Absolutely.
if we can get something out to them, thanking them for this. So, appreciate it.
We'll definitely get a card signed out to them. Wonderful. Yes, and thank you very much to them. With that being said, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Okay. The one that I'm excited for.
Parking lot.
Next up, number 5 and the last one, proposal from Bolton and Mank for the formal school parcel parking lot. Motion to move.
So moved.
Moved by Rousey,
Support.
support by Purpich. Discussion is up. So yes, we received grant dollars for this project through the IRRB as part of the $2 million. Is all linked within that. This is our one and only quote so far that we have regarding it. And I don't know, I'm not a parking lot person prior to coming into this position where we talk about parking lots all the time now, but I don't know if this number seems high, if this number seems where it should be, or if it's exorbitant, I'm not really sure. But I put my trust in that we can get some answers. But with that being said, I'd like to hand it over to you, Alan, if you want to kind of give us a breakdown of what we have here.
Sure. So there was a planning document, I guess, shared with me that was kind of sizing to be a 60-stall parking lot on the southwest corner of the building piece that's still there. And so that's what this would be, is to put together a plan and specification to build a parking lot of approximately that size and access back to Vale Road. And that would include like the stormwater and any drainage items needed for that, anything related to that parking lot, whether it's curb and gutter around it, sidewalks kind of accessing the building coming off of it, and not all encompassing the whole entire lot, but just the parking and access to the parking lot, and like a connection to the building is kind of what was anticipated in this scope.
So when you saw it, did you see us being able to continually utilize, like it was in the past, where they could drive right up to the building if need be?
So in this, we put together an initial piece, would be a scope or a concept, kind of sit down with a group, whether it's city council or staff or both, kind of go through what that layout might look like, make some tweaks or modifications, and then bring that back to the, call it a final design document for putting into the bid package. So it'd be kind of an iterative process where take some input from staff and budget and all that to get it to be what you guys are hoping it is. And located where you'd like it to be, I guess.
And I see that you have a wishful goal of being completed sometime by winter.
So this is probably a month out already. I just glanced at that schedule that was in here. This was beginning field work in May, or beyond May, so you could probably safely say each of these dates on here is 30 days further out than was listed on when we put this proposal together, I guess.
Okay. So if this was pushed into October, November, what have you, would we still be able to have enough done where it would at least be a dirt parking lot? We may not have the finished layout, but it could at least be utilized so that the structure, the city community building would be able to be used coming into this coming year?
It's possible, if everything goes smooth, that, yeah, we could have a contractor started on it later this summer, early fall, and call it roughed in for winter use. They probably stall construction for the winter season and come back in the spring and pave it. It's a likely scenario.
Okay.
So Mayor?
Yes.
I'm not going to talk for Alan, but I know that he did mention that depending on the exact location of the parking lot, and his conversing with whoever you decide you should converse with, that there may be some opportunities for some cost savings. Is that what you told me in an email?
Yep.
Whether it be where the curbs are and that type of thing.
Yeah,
Yep.
I mean-
Knowing the wheres and how big this is important.
correct.
In that vein, would it be cheaper to construct it closer to Fail Avenue than?
Oh, sure. Yeah. You still have your connection and how convenient, what's the purpose of it, you know, I think all that's got to be thought about is how close you're going to be to the building and accessible to the building and things like that as well.
Thank you.
Well, I think once we get a design and we get a look at it, then we'll have a better idea what, going forward, what we can do there. I'm excited about getting the parking lot up there also. Because we gotta start utilizing that building.
Absolutely. When we get into this fall, I think not just us, but the community's be looking at
Yes. I
access
think
and
so,
want to use. My biggest concern is we're talking about, 40% of our total amount roughly that, no, I'm sorry, 20% of our total amount that we were given for this entire project for infrastructure would be going right to the parking lot. I didn't know if, no disrespect to you, Alan, I know you're doing your thing, but I mean, is there any opportunity for it to be cheaper, a little bit cheaper, a lot cheaper? I don't know.
Well, this is just an estimate, right, Alan?
Yeah,
An engineer's estimate would be an educated guess, basically, on what the bids might essentially.
Sure.
And I think, in the interest of getting this thing done, this is just an estimate, like Councilor Lillis said, so going forward, I think is prudent right now.
Well, we gotta do this before we do that.
Right.
So let's do this. It's gotta have parking lot, the way it is. I wish it was cheaper too, I understand that it's a big number for tar and open space. But-
Yeah, I mean,
But it is what it is, I don't know if it's probably pretty compliant with other projects, I don't know if any people are getting away with how to do
So-
it cheaper.
when Jackie, Alan, maybe one of you know, when the initial idea was put together, when we got our grant from the IRRB, what number was kind of used for the parking lot?
I think, do you have that number? You
I
can.
don't have it with.
So, okay, so my recollection is that the parking lot was first planned to be on the north side of the building,
Right,
okay? And to be like maybe, I'm guessing, up to 60 spaces. And its proximity was close, as you know, to the building. And so I believe the number that was in the grant request was like $120,000. But as you hear Alan say, things have changed. And things are needed to be figured out. Exactly the where, is there sidewalk connection, like the old parking lot, where literally, right, you could drive up,
yep.
yep, get out and walk however far, so I think that he or anybody that did the project is going to need some more information as to what your design is of the location, that they're going to save money by pulling it towards Fair Ave, or you want it close to the building, so it's a short walk. So I think that, and don't forget that in the long-term plan for the school campus, whatever the plan ends up being, right, is that there's an opportunity And we've been told when we applied for this last $2 million for additional funding for the housing project. So,
Okay.
And the other comment I'll make, so yes, I believe the access previously was planned to be off of Elba to this lot, other side of the building, which again, that's still up for discussion, and there's no decision made as far as I know, but discussion now is centered more about it being on the west or southwest corner of the building. And initially it was sized for like 20 or 5 maybe cars. This we're talking maybe 60 cars. So that's probably the biggest difference too, is there's a larger volume of parking here.
Half
So
more.
that'd be one way to obviously plan for bigger. You don't have to build it all up front. That would be an option too. You can look at something like that, like construct half of it or 2/3 of it, and you could always
Right.
add on or leave part of it gravel as a cost savings up front.
Well, and I guess my biggest reason for concern is myself and Mr. Purpich are spending time with developers that are going to want to move forward, and I don't want to turn and say, oh, what, we can't get this dirt work done, or we can't move water or whatever because we just wrote a check for this type of money for the parking lot. So with that being said,
get downstairs.
Around here, we don't run down.
we will finish up this part of this conversation. We'll take a look at the severity of that. But Mr. Purpich, I mean, do you have any concerns then if we're taking this much money out of the pot? I mean, and I understand the purpose, absolutely. The parking lot's needed.
Well, I think we could have some more discussion if we're just gonna, like Alan said, we could just do part of it and bring this number down. That would help a lot. And when we finally get a design plan of where we're gonna put everything, then we can build around it maybe a little better. Maybe we don't need 60, maybe we just need 30. And then parking on the street for any events that happen to be going on at the,
Right.
at the building. So those are all things that probably should be discussed.
Like, for me, for us to move forward with some of the people that might start showing some major interest in wanting a building up there, I don't want us to fall behind.
Right.
That's my biggest, but I guess if we can start small, I guess, and work our way up with a more diverse or direct quote instead of a kind of a diverse one of ifs, I can kind of jump on board. I don't want to struggle in other aspects of what we're trying to do up there, that's all. The city itself isn't going to have the remainders of monies to bring into the pile if we come up $200,000, $300,000, $400,000 short somewhere else.
Yeah.
So, okay. Is there any further discussion on what we'd like to do here with this proposal?
If this is just an estimate, do we just want to just go ahead with it and at least get the design layout and some ideas and just go forward with this?
Is that kind of the idea of what this is, I'm guessing, Jackie?
I think that's a fantastic idea. And again, I'm going to let Alan speak for the time he would put into that planning, how it would all, how it works towards the amount you estimated from both of them in 3 years' time. So I'll let you comment as you want it for you. Because I need to go downstairs, because I get a text from the family members, there's tornadoes.
So yeah, that's exactly it. It's this estimate in the back, that 400,000, it's kind of more bigger picture, higher end, like there's ways to scale down, there's ways to move it around, makes things 100% cheaper, quicker to do. But again, that's a city decision, like how much money do we want to kind of try to budget toward it? And yes, there's the grant funds too, they have to be respectful for that. There was anticipated to spend some of that on other things as well in that area, so.
Okay. And I don't want the people at home to think that I just want to chintz out and just park in the grass. I just want to make sure we take our steps here properly with this initial money, because the timeline for the next round will be a while. Yes?
So I'm wondering if we can ask Alan okay, so if the council decides to not accept this proposal because we're unsure of some things, are both the maintenance costs on an hourly basis to help work through these issues, the same as they would be if they would have accepted your proposal.
They should be, yes.
What I'm saying, it's gonna cost you the same amount whether you accept something.
Sure.
You're not sure that you want to
That-
build this exactly that. He wants to help you figure that out, what it is you want to accommodate the needs of the public and your needs for the building. So we could go, I think you could go hourly. I think you could just authorize working with Bolton and Mink. What do you think, Joel?
Sounds good.
To work with the council on, determining,
So we're not gonna actually then accept this. We just need to,
I would not accept it.
we need to
Just
deny
authorize-
this and then,
Authorize working with Bolton and Mink on
Okay.
planning of parking like that.
so do you need a formal denial, nay from us on this to be kosher? You can do that. It's not hurting anybody's feelings. Al's not gonna cry.
Because they made a motion to.
Yeah.
Right.
So you could take a vote on it and then it would just fail and then authorize them to do that.
Okay. So with that being
Or
said, is
you
there
can
any,
rescind it, I mean, either way.
is there any further discussion on this? All in favor of accepting this as written, say aye. All opposed, nay? Nay? Motion denied. All right, then we will, oops, wrong one. We need a motion to move with Bolton and Bank on a setup of what we can do regarding the parking lot with different examples, with price lines of what it all takes, and expect Alan to remove all costs to himself. No? Okay. We'll pull the last one off. Alan's not on board. He's like, I'm not doing that.
I think Al might vote against that.
Yeah, he's like, I'm not doing that part. So, it's all good. So to continue to work with Bolton and Mink on the former school parcel parking lot with other options and costs. Motion by Purpich, support by Rousey. Any further discussion on this, gentlemen? Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed? Motion will carry. Thank you.
Hey, Mayor, can I bring something up before you
Yeah.
move off this topic?
Yep.
So I wondered if you wanted to clarify whether you want Alan to work with the whole of you or part of you?
If you guys are okay with it, Mr. Purpich?
Yeah.
And I will continue on with, as we've been working with other people
Working
on
with
this
them.
property lot.
Okay,
Unless either one of you want to
that works.
be further involved.
You guys are doing a wonderful
I'm
job.
just fine with not being involved.
You're doing a wonderful.
That works. Keep myself and Counselor Purpich then in the mix, and we'll continue to
Okay.
meet with you and the other developers and whatnot that we're meeting with as we put this whole plan together. Perfect. All right, council presentations, committee reports? Anything for you, Mr. Purpich?
Yeah, the airport. We sent out, or we had advertisements in the Masabi paper and our other outlets for someone to be a caretaker at the airport. We need someone to be available, other than to cut grass, but to also make sure that business is being taken care of, the fuel is taken care of, everything is going on out there. As I said before, in a previous meeting, we had a couple of applicants, and the board decided not to go with those people, and we put it out there again, and we haven't had any takers at this point. We do have a young man out there doing lawn work, and he knows a lot about the airport, so he's been taking it upon himself to do it, but he also has another job. So we're looking for someone to work possibly 20 hours a week out at the airport, and we're having a tough time right now. One of the things that was brought up also at the last meeting was the possibility of getting a workshop together, possibly with the city of Virginia, because they are part of the authority at the airport, to get a permanent manager out there with benefits and/or a salary that is commensurable to that type of work and job out there. But I need someone to, out there terribly. We did have some good sales, fuel sales, helicopters, for the fire, that was going on in the northeast corner of Minnesota here, so, but, people need to, be there, and we've had some fueling issues. We think we got them fixed up with the, different entities that come into our airport to use our fueling station. I think we have that figured out now. But we're really looking for someone to take over a job. I don't know if a lot of aeronautical things are required, but we need someone that's organized and is willing to take the job. So, other than that, I have nothing else. We're going to have a special meeting, I believe, on the 24th to discuss this. But I'd like, if it's at all possible, to put on the agenda for the workshop that we're going to have on the 25th, Jackie? Maybe something kind of a discussion on what we can do. And Jackie, I really don't know have the bylaws of the authority or the contracts or whatever each city is for, so just need some input, if you don't mind. And I'm assuming Virginia people that are on the authority board are doing the same thing with the Virginia Council.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As much as I would like to get all the rest of it, I do appreciate all of your lives.
Go ahead and end it.
So I'll call it, and if anybody here has anything that they need to chat about, I will meet them downstairs. But with the sirens now going off, I will call this meeting adjourned. Good luck, be safe.